Hello,
Hi.
everyone.
Hello,
Hello,
hello.
hello, hello.
Hi.
This is the Queen's Vibe Lounge. I am your host tonight, Queen Ro, and I will let my lovely sisters introduce themselves, and we'll introduce our special guest here in a second.
Awesome. Hi, everyone. My name is Queen Essence.
Hey y'all, I'm Queen Frankie Joe.
All right,
What's
and
up?
we are the Queen's
Oh,
Vibe Lounge. And we got our special guest.
almost
I'll
jumped the
let him
gun.
introduce himself. Go
Sorry, almost
ahead.
jumped the
You
gun
good?
again.
You good?
King J Wandoe. I crown myself. How are
I
you
like
Hey.
all
that.
this evening? How's everyone out there in the social media world? Thanks for having me. Really honored to be here, and been waiting to be invited well, actually not be invited, but for us to actually have the opportunity to meet. Because I know I was invited some time ago, so I'm here. And I'm ready to get started with whatever the topic is, the topics are, and discuss whatever um, Queen Ro has for us. Because I know she has yeah,
Well, there's a lot of
she
questions.
about to come with it.
A
So
There
lot
are a
of
lot of
questions.
questions,
uh,
but between the three of us queens, we're gonna get through a couple of them. We won't be here
hmm
for a long time, a good time, but not a long time, just an hour. But tonight, because we know that you are an educator, and we know that you are a parent, we kind of want to stay on topic when it comes to that. So we're gonna ask you questions about what it's like being in a classroom, representation, being a black man
mm,
in the classroom because we don't see that as often as we would like.
okay,
And then we'll go into parenting. I'm a parent. Frankie Joe is a parent. Queen Essence will be a parent
I'm
in the
a
near
pup
future, hopefully.
mom.
You know.
claim
I'm a
it.
pup mom.
Um, so for sure. So we're gonna get into all of the things. And I'm gonna kick us off with the first question. You ready?
Let's get
All
it.
right.
You want to drink some water? You
Nah, but
good?
I'm
Not
prepared.
not drink not drink some
I'm
water.
prepared. So
All right. So the first question: what made you get into teaching, and how long you been doing it?
me getting into teaching back in 2020 was uh, almost it was a calling. First of all, I say that, and nothing I do or have done, I say in the past. When did I get okay? So about almost 30 years, God has just been covering me. I was 9 years old when I gave my life to Christ, and since then, I felt like everything I've done after that or since then was a calling, was a walk with Him guiding me, leading me, protecting me through all of it. I say make sure I get that out the way because that's important. But
Absolutely.
in 2020, there obviously the pandemic was happening, and I had an opportunity while I was in Okinawa, Japan, to work at what they call the school age care program. So these are students ages 5 through 13, and I've always had a love for being around children. I'm a childlike man at this point. There's certain things about me that just make me connect to children. I mean, I even have the look sometimes. People tell me all the time, "You just look so young," and I try to keep that up, and that's a blessing in itself. So it was opportunity after I was working there for about 6 months. The children, as well as some of the teachers that I would see around base when I was at Kadena Air Force Base or Air Base, were like, hey, we need some help. There's substitute teaching available, and most people go for the GS jobs. Anyone in
hmm
the realm of the military, the first thing you hear if someone that's not in the military, GS, GS, GS. And what I've noticed with GS, a lot of times these people are usually connected through some part of the system, and they or retires or anything, retirees, or they're where they're going to be for a while. And I wasn't in that situation, so I decided to say, "Hey, I'll take on this substitute teaching job." It wasn't even about the money. Obviously, certain substitutes do not make too much money, but I wasn't
hmm
looking at it for that. It was more so the impact. And honestly, I need something to do. I was going through a lot of anxiety, depression at that time, and I'll talk about that in more detail. But when I had the opportunity to go in the first day, I just remember feeling like, wow, I'm in school again. And by this time, I had already had my own degree in business administration, and I was like, well, I'm gonna go in here and just do some work. The first class they sent me to was for I think it was kindergarten or first grade, And what they had me doing was basically operating as a paraprofessional. And as you may or may not know out there, paraprofessionals usually work one-on-one, or a very small group of children who may have autism or other I'm trying not to other labels I say on them to where they need special attention. So I was on the run that day because this little girl, Caucasian girl, she would just get up and leave the class. And I was almost getting in trouble for it because it was like, you need to go after her. I'm paying attention to what's going on in the classroom. Kids asking me questions, and I look over and she's gone. But the thing is, she would always go back to her original class. And if you can imagine a little Caucasian girl, 6-7 years old, and then seeing a black man to carry her around, you would probably assume that she wouldn't want to hang with me, So, but after that, going day after day, I started realizing like, wow, this is where I'm supposed to be doing. I was taking on a position that most people wouldn't take on, and so
You're
4 years, and so I'm still serving as a sub, but 4 years later, I'm now training to be an actual teacher, and what I'll be going into is ELA and reading. So that's my origin story from actually being in a classroom. That's my first time actually teaching. And I've substituted all grades from K, well actually like pre-K, all the way up to 8th grade so far.
That's really nice. So, a question:
That was
what
a long answer.
technique?
My bad.
No, that's okay. That's okay. What techniques do you use to motivate students who are struggling in your class?
It varies. Can't lie, it varies. So struggle. When I hear struggle or the word struggle, I take that as usually you lack something. You lack the ability to pay attention. You lack attention, or you lack the courage to speak sometimes in front of people. That's something I notice with many children. If they don't know how to read well, they're not going to try it in front of the class. So what I try to do is I put myself in front of that child, and then I put myself in their shoes. Would I want to yell at them? Would I want to call them out and have them standing up and embarrassing themselves? Or will I walk through the words with them, or the math equation with them? And that's really usually what I do. The only thing about that is classes are usually only like 50 minutes. So you can't spend so much time tending to one child. So
Absolutely.
if I can, which I do get away with a lot as a sub. I'm not gonna lie to you, because people don't expect me to like stick with the curriculum, and I do as much as I can, but it's quick to notice those students who are going through those issues, or may not have the courage to step up and do whatever they need to do. So I try to allow them to get others who, even though it's not their job. My wife gets on me all the time. She's like, don't have the children who are smart or who are ahead doing your job for you. So I try to give the ones that I know can get through it, hey, you go ahead and answer the question, or you can go ahead and read, but you're going to try. So that's my big thing, like giving them an opportunity to try. I can't see myself even going forward treating a child as if it's their fault, because it's usually not their fault. I could tell. This probably later in the questioning, but you can tell when parents pay attention to their kids or not right away. It doesn't take long. So yeah, that's probably my best answer. Just I try to take as much time as I can, giving them that brief one-on-one. But sometimes we have to move on, and then I leave little notes for the teacher, let them know, hey, this kid may have struggled here and here. It may be something you may want to spend a little more time on if you can, but still having to stay within the curriculum.
Well, that can be challenging at times. I know I'm a instructor for a hospital, and so I teach a classroom of different types of positions. And for me, I know that I can have a student that's really behind. They're like way behind, and they're pushing me behind, and then you have everybody else like, can we hurry up? Like, I got it. Like, can we keep going? So it is, I bet I can imagine, especially with children, that is challenging, because you have someone who's struggling, and then you have all the other students that get it. So I just wanted to ask that question. Thank you so much for that.
So being a parent and a teacher, right? So
Struggle,
the
ultimate
strategies
struggle.
and the techniques that you use in the classroom, do you also apply that within the household with your kids?
That's a
No,
good
Good
one.
question.
and I'm because my kids. Well, my first child, who's 12, was born in Japan. She's lived there for the first 2 years, and then moved to the States. And then she moved back. We moved back to Japan when she was 5, and so that was the first time I actually got to teach her in school. With her, she loved to read. So honestly, my kids in a way taught themselves. But so it's tough because I don't have to do that extra work, the extra step that trying to get a kid to learn words. She already knows them.
Mm-hmm.
And the 6-year-old now, the baby sister, wants to read because big sister reads and loves to
Okay.
read. And now my 1-year-old son loves to read. He loves to learn his stuff because so it's a pattern there. But that
Mm-hmm.
kind of takes a step away from that. But as far as just being patient, yes, absolutely. I got a big bookshelf behind us, books all over the house. They're constantly reading signs, something I used to do as a child, and
Mm-hmm.
just repetition. But again, I want to say I would like to, but I really don't have to. That's a blessing itself. But I don't have to do what I would need to do with the kids I've encountered
Mm-hmm.
to this point. Like I don't have to teach them or operate the same way as I would these other kids who I teach at. Oh yeah, and be clear, it's a charter school that I actually teach at now.
Okay.
It's a lot different than what a public school would be.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Let's go to the next question, and maybe because it's just so much different as far as like the type of kids you're dealing with, and the type of parents, and the type of curriculum. Frank, you from Texas, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So y'all, South Carolina school system, Texas school system, I can tell right away it's completely different.
Completely.
Yeah. So
It's different here in Florida. It's
okay.
definitely different. Texas is different from here. You say your oldest girl was born in Japan. So was my baby girl.
Okay. Well,
Oh,
She's
on the island or the mainland?
Okinawa.
Yeah, on the island. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, military,
Okay.
of
Yeah,
course.
my second child, Okinawa as well. Okay.
Yeah.
So I
Well,
hope that
thanks for
answered it.
answering that question.
Yeah. 'Cause I didn't want to just give you a flat answer like, yeah, of course I teach. I don't. My kids they take a large load off of us, myself and my wife, because they want to learn. And it's not to say that other kids do not want to learn, but we have been teaching them along the way to where it's almost a competition. Like I need to know how to read. I want to do my math. I want
Right.
to get this right. And I don't always get that for the kids I teach. It's like if you don't teach us anything today, I'm just fine.
Right.
You know.
Right. I mean, and I think that with being a parent, you don't treat every kid the same. You wouldn't teach every kid the same, and I think that it would be the same way
Okay. Yeah.
as being a teacher. I got 7 children, and I can tell you everybody went different directions, but they all came out the finish line.
Right.
But you had to teach this one this way, this one this way. So I get it. I definitely do.
Yeah.
And teach them the genders, boys and girls.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of different. It's diverse. It's very diverse.
Mhm.
There's some children that are nonverbal, and I need you to go to the bathroom. I need you to stand up. And they're looking around like, and then you want me to stand up? And see you need me to go to the door. So even that little bit of time, like I said, these classes are only 45, 50 minutes. Some of them are 25 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Before I get a chance to really direct them or redirect them, the class is over. And
Right.
I'm sending them back into their teacher who's tired, who's stressed out, trying to stay within the curriculum. And I get to go home at, whenever time, and they go home when they get to go home. So again, that flexibility of being a sub at that moment helps me to learn, okay, this is what I'm going to do to get prepared for in the next few months or years or however long it takes.
Preparing you for sure. So I kind of want to circle back around. You did say you taught like between grade K all the way through 8th.
K3.
So which grade is your I guess favorite grade to teach, and why?
The class I had was my 4th grade class. I had that the longest. It was 3.5 weeks. I want to say probably that grade between fourth and fifth. For myself, I made my first B in fourth grade. Before that, all A's, and it was one B and one semester, 9 weeks, and it was almost devastating because I was just like, wow, I'm actually having to work, and I noticed with that grade, yeah, like everything else was just easy to me, and that I think it was in English because ironically I'm an English teacher, but seeing how now you have poems, now you having to write in cursive. That's almost like a foundational grade. I think once you get past, even the reading level, if you can read on like a fourth or fifth grade reading level, you can pretty much pick up on everything else for a while. I mean, if you think about our ancestors, our grandparents or great grandparents, most of them probably can only read on fourth, fifth grade level, and you see how most of them turned out. Of course, there are more advanced ways to read and to learn, but around that fourth grade age, they're still impressionable. They still want something out of education. After that, y'all are from the South. They probably heard this term. They start smelling themselves.
Absolutely.
That 9-10-year-old going through changes in life. Now your attention is on other things. Again, before that though, that second and third grade, some of them, kids struggle to read. Humans struggle to read, obviously, and spell. We can see that all over social media and everywhere else. Yeah.
Preach,
so
preacher.
I think a lot of them didn't get it back then. They got through it, but they didn't get it.
Right.
It's a big difference. So yeah, that grade is, they listening, they can comprehend a little better than the younger group, but it's not so much talking back. They hold each other accountable. At least my class and in my grade, pretty much all my the fourth graders did really well. And now they're in fifth grade, so now I'm seeing them voice got deeper, they get taller. That part right there, like, really warms me up. Like, hey, my last name is Muldrow, so they call me Mr. M. Hey, Mr. M, good to see you back. I missed you. Walking up, giving me hugs, and that part right there, like, they still sweet. The older kids, they were like, "What's up, man?" They want to dap up. And I appreciate the dap, but those hugs you get from those kids that care about you, kids that may not even have fathers in the home. So when my presence alone, like when I see them, that helps me like get through the day. So I'll say fourth grade because of those reasons, and also the potential I see in those fourth going into fifth grade, like how much they learn. It's such a lot that they learn, and most of them can keep up pretty well.
So question, how do you make it fun and creative in your classroom? Because some kids, their attention span is like this. And so how do you grab their attention? Like, how do you make it fun and exciting for them to learn?
You have to live a story. You have to talk like you're reading a story.
Right.
You change your tone. You make little jokes.
Right.
And this is for parents. Find out what your kids like.
TikTok.
Find out what's going on right now. It's a way to balance the being professional and being popular. Like you can balance it out. I may come there, shirt tucked in, and button up shirt, but I got a pair of J's on. So they're looking like, oh, like he dressed like me, but he also dressed like my principal. Like, who is this guy? So I think about that. I'm very strategic when I dress, when I walk around the classroom. I say their names. I learn their names. I learn what they like. So I may throw out, basketball joke. Oh, don't you have a game? Like I engage with them like they're they're my age or I'm their age. So I meet them where they are, and I think that's good. Again, sometimes I do. All right, we got 5 minutes. We got through the story. Let's play a game real quick. You move your desk over here. You move your desk over here. Go sit next to somebody you don't sit next to normally. Things like that. I don't really have a lot of footage because I don't like recording kids. Somebody told me that at a basketball game one time. She was sitting behind me and she was just like, I don't record people's kids. Like she had her phone and my child I was holding my daughter up and she was like, oh, excuse me. And I was like, oh, it's okay. She was like, no, I don't like recording other people's kids. Just how the world is. And that stuck with me from 6 years ago. So yeah, just trying to make sure I know what they like. It's not
Yeah.
all about. You don't have to always. It's 180 days of school. You don't have to be rah rah and stern all of those days. Take a load off yourself as a parent and as a teacher or educator or anybody in that type of profession. That's my
And
advice.
I also like that online because I use these games. I get them from Google where they have Jeopardy games and
Okay.
Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and it's for teachers to use in their classroom setting. So I
Okay.
actually use that when I'm at work to create games and make it fun for the people.
All right.
So
Write that
um,
down.
yeah, yeah.
'Cause like I said, it's just a time thing. So I don't really have because I
Mhm.
have to go to YouTube. I mean, if I have time to prepare for it, I would.
Mhm.
But in many cases, I'm being pulled a lot. So
Right.
when I actually get my classroom, then I'll have those things in place, different flashcards, make it educational, but at the same time fun and entertaining. Because kids need
Yeah,
to be
absolutely.
entertained to stay engaged.
They
They
do.
do.
They
For sure.
do. They do. They learn better too.
Mm-hmm.
They
They
do.
tend to learn great with games and stuff like that.
Music,
Mhm.
music.
Game and song.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I have music on. I don't even think about it because it's so natural. I
That's
just have
good.
it on. They're
Mhm.
like, "Who is that?" Oh wow, you listen. It'd be like Pete Rock. They don't.
Oh
I used to
yeah.
like
Mhm.
beatbox. I mean, excuse me. Hey, and I used to. I say beatbox. What's the word? Now, boom bap type of rap.
Oh.
Music. I just play the instrumentals usually, and then I might throw in another like popular song, but I'll play the instrumental. I give them a little space and time. Exercise too. They like to stand up and do jumping jacks, stretching.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't last that long because they start going off their little area. But yeah, music definitely calms them, soothes them. So I would recommend also having music on at your house.
I agree. I think also it's beneficial to have music on when they're taking quizzes and exams because I do that too. I play like lo-fi music
Oh,
and it
lo-fi, yep,
calms them
absolutely.
down so that because some people have anxiety. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah, absolutely.
I got some
And at
degree.
my tender age, I tend to work better with like tender. I tend to work better with the distraction. So I think that will carry a kid a long way.
Mhm.
Um because it helps me. I will be at work and I will turn on music or I will turn on the TV just so I can hear some noise in the
You lock
background.
in. Yeah.
Yeah. So I can stay
Same.
focused.
I definitely be having Jeezy playing as I'm typing ain't to the commander. I may be professional at work, but I'm trapping in my mind.
I cannot.
For sure.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with that.
Nothing.
I know that you started out working with the kids who are autistic and things of that nature, other titles that they
Sure.
may have. So once you're done with your degree, would that be something that you would like to go back into?
Well, so like I mentioned, I have a business degree, but I also have a bachelor's in social work. That's where I was, and I told them so straight up. I'm like, I don't. I'm going to be a counselor.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be a school counselor. In the state of Texas, you must have a school counselor certificate, and so I want to try to kind of combine the two and go about it like the back door, and school teacher certificate, counselor, or I think it's a school psychologist certificate, which is also available. So I want to. It's a non-traditional route, but that's really what I want to go into. So in most teachers, I don't know if it's a charter school thing, but most of those teachers do not have certificate. They either not certified or they don't have like early childhood education degrees.
Mm-hmm.
You can just have a bachelor's degree in anything and be a sub or a full-time sub. Again, I'm not sure if that's a charter school thing or a public school thing as well, but they do not require you having an actual teaching or specific subject degree. So I'm likely to go back to school for my master's of social work and then become licensed. So there won't be any more excuses for them to hire me on. That's one. We lost somebody.
We lost Queen E.
Queen E.
I thought I pulled something. That's why I
There
was
she
looking.
go.
Okay, there she
She's
is.
back.
Sorry,
Oh,
my signal is bad.
But But yeah, any at this point, I'm so locked in. I'm all into this education system because I feel like
Okay.
a long time. It's been a while that I wanted to do it. I've been living out of the country. In between that time, I left January of 2021 and I moved to England. And I just got back in February of this year. So for 3 years, I hadn't been able to really get into the stateside school system. Now I did work at the similar SAC or school age care program while I was in England for a while, but I didn't get to maintain it. It was a long way away from where we live, so it was taxing on me, and had to get up super early and leave earlier to go pick my kids up. So it was just too much. Right now, my school is like 7 minutes up the street.
Oh,
My
that's
son's
good.
school is like 3 minutes away from there, so it's really convenient. Like I said, I can pretty much work as much as I want. I can leave pretty much when I want. Just give them a little heads up, and I'm just really building a rapport with not only the students but the teachers, the principal, who's my age. We graduated the same year, so he's been a principal I think 7 years.
Wow.
So he's a black man.
Okay.
Oh yeah, so we pretty tight. He told me I went to not a field day. What's the day they have for workers, the new workers? What's it called? Like a fair, like a job fair. But I was already working, so this is like late summertime or summertime, right before they were doing the hiring. So I just walked in there. He was like, "What's up?" He didn't say nothing. He played it real cool. And I'm in there, they, asking me, hey, I'm the only man there. It's like 12 women just walking through the halls, getting a tour of the school. And finally, he was like, I'm gonna call you all one by one. And so a lady was there, and I was talking with her, and a couple people walking in, like, hey, what you doing here? And I'm looking at them like, because I didn't want them to know that I've worked there. I was just trying to get my bid in for the school psychologist job. So, but when I actually did talk to him one-on-one, he was like, hey, you good, bro. Like, just stick this out. I'll let you know. And I think there's a certain requirement, like you have to be in a classroom for like 6 weeks or something like that for them to put you on as full time. So again, non-traditional, but I'm gonna work my way in the system one way or another.
Yeah, that's so dope.
This kid needs some of us,
Absolutely.
Like me.
Absolutely.
What you got, Ro?
So I want to stay on schedule because we're only supposed to be on for an hour. I think we started like a little bit after 7, so
Yeah.
I'll say we'll stay on to about 8:10 if that's okay with you guys.
All right, let's
I don't know where Queen E went, but I did want to ask you.
She's in here.
Is she here? I can't see her.
Yeah, I don't see her either.
You see her,
I
Frankie?
see her. Yeah.
Oh.
Yes, I'm
Okay.
right here.
But yeah, okay.
Can you
If
hear
you
her?
can see her, that means they can see her, like the audience. So that's all I care about. Yeah. But
now you sideways.
I know. I'm trying to see if I can.
Is it me?
I don't see her at all.
It's okay. I'm not gonna worry about it. As long as Frankie, as long as you can see her, she's here in the audience. That's
I
all
can
care
see
about.
her. I can't
Cool.
see her no more. I think she turned her camera off this time because her name is still there.
Okay. So the fact that you're a parent and a teacher,
Yes.
how do your kids feel about you being a teacher? Like, how do they view that? Because sometimes being in school, maybe the same school as your children or whatnot, they may be like, okay, my dad works, in Miss Edwards' class. Like, oh my gosh, I don't want anybody to know that that's my father or whatnot. Of course, they don't go to that school, but when you come home, like, what is that like? That dynamic?
They love it. I think they do. They ask me questions like, "What did they do at your school?" Like a couple days ago, I had a first grade class. My 6-year-old is in first grade, so I'm seeing 3 or 4 of her. If she's bouncing around or seeing little black girls, I immediately like put her face on their head. Put her face on their head, and I have to think like, okay, how would my daughter react to what I'm about to say to her, or even how a parent would react to what I say to the children. So my oldest, she ain't really too. She's 12. She's like, hey dad. They do ask how work is, but they get it. They get that I've done this before as well. So they may ask questions like, can we visit your school? I'm like, no, you don't want to come in here. But yeah, it's not the hood, not like it's, but it's ghetto. It can be ghetto at times. And shout out to
The
Legacy,
ghetto.
traditional, yeah, but
The ghetto.
and it's not even like it looks great. It's just, again, it's a lot. It's a new school. It's only the third school year, so they haven't
Okay.
been in production 3-4 years. But the school is also in Arizona, and there's other campuses throughout the city of San Antonio. But I'm in one of the other ones. I won't disclose our location right here, but I'm out here, and yeah, they love that I'm teaching and that I'm working, because at one
Good.
point my job history was shaky. To be honest, like I just being moving around. My wife's active duty Air Force. I had to go
Right.
where she goes, and it made it tough to actually secure certain positions. So
Okay.
that was another reason I excluded. But being an educator, I can pretty much work anywhere I need to work to some capacity. So that helps a lot
Right.
going forward. And then the fact we're back in the States, that's all good.
Can y'all see me?
Did that suffice?
Can y'all see me? Can y'all hear me?
It's
Uh-oh.
bugging me.
Net is bugging you?
Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you.
You can hear me, sis.
Yes.
I don't think they can hear me, and I don't think they can see me.
Yeah, we tuned out. Sorry.
Can y'all see and hear Essence?
Sorry, Essence.
Okay.
Man, we out.
I wonder if she can go out and come back in.
I was wondering that too.
Because I don't want to leave.
She's frozen
Okay. She's still on
with a
the
big
flight.
smile on her face.
Oh,
Oh man. Well, hopefully we got enough out there. Okay.
oh, here she is. Here she go. Hey, babe.
You in here twice though.
Girl, why?
For you.
You're not in
I
here
don't
twice.
see it
no more.
twice. I see you one time. One
You
time
out
for
of the
one
other
time.
one. You out of the other one.
Okay, the ghetto.
All right.
I'm telling you,
But,
the
let's
ghetto.
run this question. I know we're on a time crunch now.
Sorry.
yeah. Okay.
Sorry.
I have a question.
Sure.
I want to dive into parenting. I don't have any children. Well, I'm a pup mom, so I have
Yeah.
Frankie. That's my baby. But I don't have any children. But I do have a question. I'm big on eating healthy. So how do you promote healthy eating habits in your family, in your household?
Perfect question. Yesterday, I actually asked my daughters, hey, what do you eat the most of when it comes to vegetables? So I asked that because I'm tired of buying certain vegetables that they just don't eat. I know they love corn on the cob, the actual cob, more than the ones already off the cob, whatever that's called.
My kind of kid.
Yeah. So they like the corn on the cob. Hey, you like carrots? Yeah, we eat carrots. Yes, we eat fruit. Strawberries, grapes, bananas. I used to buy bananas a lot because I'm like, oh, we need bananas. But now oranges, like very simple. Again, my kids are awesome. Like they tell me exactly what they want and don't want. He's my 1-year-old.
That's good.
He don't want something. He's like, nope, I don't want it. Taking it out. He don't cry. He just takes it out of his mouth and leaves it. He pushes it aside. I don't want that. If he likes it, he does that. So it's all good. Promoting it, yeah, just taking them to the grocery store with, taking them to the grocery store with us. We allow them. Yeah, we'll pick up a box of toaster strudels because they're easy. But that's not. You're not going to eat that every day. You're not going to eat cereal every day.
Correct.
So providing them with balance, and also showing them, hey, because I drink water, my skin looks like this. Your skin looks like that because you don't drink enough water. You should start eating more fruit. That's probably why you haven't gone to the bathroom in 2 days. So, those almost scaring them a little bit. And again, they pay attention to things they see and read. They love sweets. I love sweets, but they do understand there's a balance there. And so that's something I would, again, recommend to people who may have kids or want to have kids and are unsure of why my kid isn't eating this, or I make this and it's so good to me, but your kid doesn't like it. Let's find an alternative for that. And Frankie has 7, so I can imagine what that grocery bill is like, whatever. So you want to buy the things that they eat. So whenever you buying, whatever you're buying, don't feed your kids brown rice. They're not going to eat it.
Right.
Don't get a whole 100% whole wheat bread. they're not going to eat it. And Raisin Bran, and you know what I'm saying? Like if you're gonna do that, just don't even buy cereal.
Right. Don't call me out though. Listen, you're absolutely right. I have one kid who will eat Raisin Bran. I have one kid that would eat wheat bread. You know, brown rice. All my kids will eat it, but they gonna put sugar on it.
See,
I just
at
had to
that
throw
point,
that out
and
there.
at that point, just get the white. Get
the white. Absolutely.
Get some jasmine rice, something like that.
Hello.
Yellow.
So good.
Y'all make some what's the African rice? Jollof. They love that.
I haven't had that before.
I got Japanese kids.
Fire.
They love rice. So.
My kids love rice. I was just eating rice, potatoes, and carrots with curry sauce over it. Oh my gosh.
That sounds really good.
Nice carrots.
Who made it?
You know, fourth member made it.
Fourth member.
Fourth member.
Shout out to fourth member. Meet fourth member one day.
Yes.
Say again.
I was a shout out to fourth member. I'm guessing that's hubby, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's the fourth member of the Queenz Vibe Lounge.
He is.
Yeah.
He they fourth member.
Don't do that to my brother.
We love when he come on. He is such a good time.
He is.
A little bit.
He is a good time, but you got to understand, we live together, we work together. We don't need the podcast together.
I understand that. You gotta have separate.
I be needing a break.
I know. That makes sense. Fair. I get it. For sure.
Oh, but let me say this. As a mom of 7, and you say you got to find out what your kids like, you absolutely do, right? I don't have too many picky eating kids, like, because I grew up in a time where, like, you eat what's on the table or you don't eat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
Oh, same.
They spoil
but I have no qualms with cereal for dinner. Queen eat, mind your business.
Sandwich.
I would eat cereal all day.
You better get a wrap. Throw your little spoon, a couple of spoonfuls of hamburger meat, chicken, whatever's in there.
Right.
Because if you're that hungry, you'll make a way. Or you'd be eating wish sandwiches for dinner.
No cereal for dinner, sis. No cereal for dinner.
Listen,
there's no nutrition in that. There's no nutrition in that.
See how this can I step up for the parents? Sometimes you just you can do the nutrition for 6 days.
Not for the parents.
You know, I mean, sometimes that night you don't feel like getting up. You don't feel like warming anything up. You can get that cereal.
Hello,
I'm not even gonna argue. I'm not gonna argue with you.
Me either.
No.
I don't see nothing wrong with that.
Every man for themselves.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. If that's what they want to eat, then that's what they want to eat.
Yeah, one or two nights, but that can't be dinner.
Hell no.
It can't be like
no, it's not a regular dinner. Absolutely. Yeah. Our food bill was high. We love to eat.
And that's a blessing in itself to be able.
And our food bill is high too, and it's just 2 of us.
You feeding organic.
You like to
eat. Feeding them organic food.
Organic, pasture raised. Yep. Grass fed. Yep.
I deserve that. The same with my kids. Sometimes we take them out. They getting $50 plates too.
Exactly.
They deserve
I hear that.
Absolutely. So
as long as they do what they supposed to do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Great kids.
Listen, there is no right or wrong in parenting. Well, there is a wrong.
Sure.
But you know, it's really not a right. You parent the way that you know how. And I have to step back and I look at some parents and I say, maybe that's their best. That's the best they can do. So I try not to judge. Although I will judge a parent in a minute. You walking across that street and you not holding your kid hand and that kid walking behind you, I'm about to judge you. You better get back there and hold your child hand. Okay.
Yeah, that's a big one.
And their hair not done, but your hair done.
Hello.
That's it. Hey,
I'm sorry.
I mean, it's true. She's speaking the truth.
I know.
So I know y'all have seen this lady on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and she has like 4 kids. And they did this thing where they were all standing in line. And the smallest girl, she was up there, she was like this. I'm not the thick gator, I'm the thick gator thutta. I instantaneously got mad. So here comes the next.
Why are you talking?
She was like, I'm not the thick gator, I'm the thick gator thugger. Who is letting these people online? Then I'm gonna skip. Okay, get to the brother. He was like, I'm not the sixth grader, I'm the sixth grader little brother. It's like, okay. Get to the mom. When I tell y'all, she was like, she didn't say sixth grader. She didn't say six. She said, I'm not the sixth grader. I'm the sixth grader mama. And that's where they learned it from. Get off TikTok. Get off Facebook. Y'all sit down.
Is wrong.
Exactly.
Well, but why you move the mic, Dro?
we may not approve, but we enable.
Yes.
Watching it
by watching
and saying, look at this, look at how they treating, look how they raising. You know what I'm like?
I sent that to my kids. I said, look at this, because my grandchildren come talking like this here. Smoke in the city.
See, but you just gave them another view, a share, and now they think they lit.
You right about it. You right. I didn't comment though.
Okay, you saved a little bit of dignity by not commenting.
But they went viral.
Yeah, of course.
I bet they did.
And the other side, this is where this, and I said something, probably I might get in trouble for it, because I told this black boy today, I'm like, you can't act like what you doing to me. I told him straight up, front of the class, everybody was looking around. It was banned. He said, what? I said, like, I had to shut everybody, because they were playing music. I was like, and I said what I said, and I asked him, do you say what to your parents? He said, yeah. And I said, okay, that's an issue in itself.
Absolutely.
If you continue
I agree.
You're in middle school and you continue to talk like this, you're not going to be awarded the same opportunities some of these other students and minority, and they all looked around.
Absolutely.
And a little white girl,
she looked at
me, she was like, "You right."
Absolutely.
Well, she's probably 12 years old, 13. She already knows what's up.
Yeah, but I mean, it takes a
manners.
man to tell them. You're a man. You're
does.
a black man at that. And if he's a black boy who we hope and pray lives to become a black man, that's something that he needs to have in his head. I can't act like Jim Bob over here.
Especially
I
at
have
that
to act
age.
like Ray Ray.
You don't have to
Especially at that age.
You don't have to say yes, sir. Just say again. I like that. Just say again.
Or excuse me. It's so many ways that you can still be
so
respectful.
many ways.
What?
And I'm Southern. I still say yes, ma'am, yes, sir to my parents and to elderly people. So I don't know.
Me too.
That's just how I was raised.
Absolutely. But you know, nowadays, parents want to be their kids' friend.
That's true, and I don't understand
Ain't
that.
your friend. And my oldest is 23.
The thing is, the child needs to know the difference. So my kids, like, look at this, catch me right on cue. Hey, buddy.
Oh,
Good.
Hello. Say hello.
Sis, he looked like Duck when he was little.
Yes, it does. Hi, honey.
This is my accountability partner. She's the one that.
Hey.
They are beautiful.
He look like his mom and you mixed together.
Oh.
You're not gonna get on the computer, son. It's mama's bath time.
Well, he want a podcast.
Say hello. Say hello and bye-bye. What are you gonna say? We're showing skin on the ground, bro.
Hi. I like his shirt.
He can't even hear you. My headphones on. But anyway, yeah. They have to know the difference. My kid knows she can say, "Hey, let's fight." You know, play around. But when it's time to turn it on, we'll be in public. Nah, you're not gonna look at me a certain way, talk to me a certain way.
Correct.
Swing at me. Some things I see all the time. Snatching back.
Oh.
Love to try that snatching stuff. I put my hand on her shoulder. She snatched her shoulder. See how you came up.
She said, "Why you talking about me?"
That's conviction right here. Eat then, eat. Here, eat. Salmon. I got healthy salmon. What y'all say? Salmon or salmon?
Fish.
I say salmon. Salmon.
Salmon.
Sal with the L. Come on, Ro. What you got?
I say salmon. Without
3 different ways we say it.
Yeah.
how y'all say pecan? Pecan or pecan?
Pecan.
The long A.
Pecan.
Pecan.
Or is it a
How y'all
short?
say caramel or caramel?
Caramel.
Oh, caramel.
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 I already know.
No, don't talk about it. Don't talk about it.
Hey, look, I can't help it.
You ain't even trying to help it. That's what I like. That's what I like about Frankie
I'm
Jones.
too old to change, honey.
Right. I respect that.
Well, I know
We
what you
are,
want to end.
How y'all
Yeah.
say jail? Like
we are doing
jail.
Oh,
Oh,
Like
oh,
Yeah.
sis.
jail.
That's the one that Fourth Member was talking about when we was on the phone. Okay. So, yes.
okay, so you,
Go ahead, sis.
no, sis, go ahead because they ain't gonna understand it.
Say jail.
And what
But
is that? What is that?
jail.
Yeah, what is that? Like for your hair or the clanker?
Oh,
Right. So I
think
say
it's
jail for
Jail. Jail.
yes.
It's jail and then jail.
But Fourth Member was like, what he said, it sounded like he was saying jail, like Gel. And
Yeah.
I'm like,
I say
no.
I
Now
say
Queen
jail.
Rose thinking
Either
about
way,
it.
either way, you going to jail or you need some hair jail. Same thing.
Same
how
thing.
y'all
It's
say
the same
oil.
thing.
How y'all say
Don't
oil?
dare say no damn all.
Or
Oil.
I do. I say oil.
or
Oil.
or you
From
got
from the
some
people,
oil.
the people from Florida, how you say back?
Bike.
Bike.
Oh, don't try to act like you with us now.
Yeah,
Back
y'all
is
know how to
back.
code switch when it matters.
I think that a bike is something that you ride.
You ride, right.
Uh,
Back.
Back.
Bike and back.
Put your bike into
See,
it.
this is the stuff you got to teach
Okay.
them in the schoolhouse. Because if I was in that schoolhouse and I heard somebody say, "I'll be right, bike," negative. Come back here and sit down until you get it
When I
right.
Not
moved to South
negative.
Georgia,
Come back.
that threw me off so much.
Me too. When I
Oh,
first
okay.
moved here, I didn't understand it.
Took some adjustment.
Yeah, I'm a
Well,
Texas girl.
this been great, y'all. I really enjoyed
that's
this.
it?
I
That's it? With the questions?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean,
Sorry.
we have
I feel like I
a lot
went
of
a little
questions.
We have a lot of questions, but
We
I
have
know
a lot
it's
of
only
questions. Yeah, it's time to wrap
Well,
it up.
maybe
It
we
can
can
be a
part
part
two
two.
since we
Yeah.
have a platform now. We
No,
make a
for
little
sure, we
bit of
can.
time.
We love having you on. This was very
Absolutely.
a nice treat.
It was fun.
Mm-hmm.
It was
But
fun.
very nice.
I'm gonna close us out.
Oh, let me say one
Jay.
real quick.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro.
Just giving.
What you eating?
She can't even wait. We about to leave. We about to exit. Why we couldn't wait for 2 minutes?
That was the potato.
Disrupting my groove. Just like one of
Go
them,
ahead.
a student today. Aren't you
What?
apple coming out of her mouth? Aren't eating? Sit down. Hit him with the clothes. Sit down and eat. Finish it.
I'm a grown woman and I missed lunch today. I am starving. Yeah, you told me to eat lunch, but I still didn't because I was working.
Lord,
Hard-headed.
so hard headed.
But yes,
And I
just
said
wanna
it
give
for a
you
reason.
all your flowers and let you all know on camera how much I admire you all, you three, and how much I love the show itself, just the concept. I haven't gone back and listened to all the episodes yet, but I do intend to. And I want y'all to stay encouraged, keep posting, keep going, even if you have footage from old, repost, because I'm learning with myself. The more I post, the more free I feel. The more I talk, the more I put things out there in the world. I'm like, you know what? Everyone, not everyone, but people who had no personality in life, no real emotion, are on the internet entertaining us every day. Like, these people probably don't even really have social lives.
Right.
Like, they don't have families. They don't have things pulling and tugging at them literally every day. We do, and we're making time for it to make our mark, making our what I call the digital footprint into the world. And you all are doing that through music, through your art, through your intelligence, through your beauty,
Thank you.
your passion. I love it. I see it all. I'm just want to keep promoting as much as I can, and want y'all to keep inspiring those who gonna come after you, because y'all gonna get tired of social media one day. We all are, but all of this is gonna be on there, and I think that's really when it's gonna start getting this due. Not right now. Not we're in the midst of it, and many times we do have to work through our processes first, not look for gratification of any sort. Even from us sometimes. Sometimes we can't always be there for each other, but we know it's love. That's what matters. So Queenz Vibe Lounge, when y'all want to come to the dope spot.
Tell us more about your podcast real quick before we go, because I want people to know how to find it.
No.
Oh yeah, you want a drink? The podcast is titled The Dope Spot. When I came up with it, I initially kind of thought back to 2013 or 2011, 2012, 2013, when I was at Moody Air Force Base, Georgia. I would have a lot of house parties. I never really liked going to the club. As much as I used to go out, I never really liked going to the club. I would rather be at the house. I'd rather be at the crib with 6, 7, 8 people. We can buy our own bottle. Yeah. Y'all can stay the night. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. We drink. Nobody got to get DUI, get in a fight. We chilling, we smoking hookah, all that stuff. So I wanted to bring that same concept to the internet. So when you all check it out, you usually not going to see the same person. You're going to see different types of guests, different backgrounds, lots of just conversation. So the dough and dope spot is discussions of experience.
Okay.
But I just pulled Wandoe instead of dope spot. So that's where I ended up pulling that from.
I think that's so dope.
While I'm sitting here, I actually have my initial notes when I first started. And I don't even know why I called it what I called it. I was going to call it a fire check. You know, in the military, you have a fire check. But basically, like checking up on people, checking up on your friends, people that you may not have connected with in a while, that you were stationed with. Like me and Ro, it turned out perfect. Ro and I had been, we really weren't even friends like that. We knew each other, though. It wasn't one of those, hey, let's go hang out type of friends. Like when we seen each other, it was like, hey, what up? We spoke, and then we went on our own way. So, you know, us reconnecting on this platform it was just ordained, I guess. It was just supposed to happen this way.
I would say so, for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just a platform to be able to come express yourself, things you may have been through. We talk. I'm not really into like, you know, I'm a married man of 7 years. I don't really care about relationships and gossip, all that stuff. You can go somewhere else for that. Come here when you want to just chop it up about life. If you want to admit something been on your heart. I don't ask for details. I don't have questions usually. I usually have a topic and allow people to flow with it. So I'm inviting you all to come on separately, or if you want to come on as a group, that'll be great. And because we all been through something different. Even your brother, your sister, y'all all seen life a different way.
Right.
You may have said, well, mama ain't never acted like that. I'm saying you didn't meet mama till you was, you know, to this year. You didn't know her before, or, you know, whatever it may be. So that's just providing a different perspective. All of us need therapy in some way.
Absolutely.
Just my thoughts. So it's a form of therapy. And I'm not a therapist, you know, not licensed or anything, but it's a form of therapy. I can see and hear and feel people when they finish talking. I've had nobody say, oh, you know, that was terrible, I didn't like it, to this point. And I'm literally really just starting. I actually started 2 years ago, July of 22 was my first recording, but I took a long hiatus, and so now I'm back regularly posting, and I appreciate everybody that was on the Dope Spot ever been on. And the invite is open. The door is always open, like Rose said.
I think that's so dope. Just allowing people to express themselves and to get things off of their chest, because a lot of people don't have a therapist. So it is cool that they could come to your podcast and just
it's free.
Chat with you. So that's cool.
Insurance.
And just talking about expression really quickly, I want to move over to my sister real quick. Can you tell me a little bit, or just let people know about your platform really quick,
please?
Bro.
Cause she be quiet about it. Talk about it.
I don't be quiet about it. I just don't like talking about it all the time, ever, really. But I do have a podcast, a separate one called Range of Expression Podcast, and basically it is a podcast where I talk to creatives, I talk to entrepreneurs, and we sit and we talk about them as far as like their background and what inspired them to do what they're doing. So it's similar to Juan's. So it's interesting that we reconnected. It's similar to Wandoe's podcast, but it's a little different because it's talking about creativeness and entrepreneurship and stuff like that. But if we talk about other stuff too, it's all good. But I want y'all on too, if y'all don't mind, the Queens and individually as well. It's because Wanda, I know you know, like, you've been watching us for quite some time, but Frankie Joe is a businesswoman, period. And so is fourth member. He is a businessman. So they have a lot to offer. So I definitely want to have her on individually. And then my sister down there, she has her own YouTube channel and blogs with her husband, fifth member.
I'm in
Fifth member.
Fifth member, but she also can throw down in the kitchen. And everything else. Yes, and she's also a creative. So we all have something to offer. And one day I want to have y'all on together and separately. And Juan, let me go ahead and give you your flowers too. I appreciate you being an amazing friend, an amazing support.
Aww.
There's been times, guys, like, y'all know I've been running from my other podcast. Y'all know that. We talk about it all the time. I like to hide often, but
and that's why I always bring it up.
I know you do, and I appreciate you, sister. I know. I know. I'd be like, oh, girl, why? But I appreciate it. But when he reached out to me and we reconnected and stuff like that, like, it kind of propelled me to do my podcast again. So thank you, Jay, for that, and just always your support, supporting the Queens.
I want to start reading this book. I took it in.
Miles Monroe.
I said I can't keep my mouth closed anymore. And I know a lot of people out there are doing that. Like, you've seen the Tyrese interview, that was timely. I've been expressing myself like that. Like, I'm not saying that it's over him or anything, but I don't see why not. People are going to talk about you anyway.
Right.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Why not just go ahead and be yourself? If it's hurting you to look at what everybody else is doing, get out the way. You don't have to be on social media. You don't have to be whatever you're trying to be. Just be who you actually are. That's a whole lot easier.
Yeah, I love that.
So much easier.
Yeah. So, but yes.
Hey, that's a powerful word right there. I like that. I like that.
Be yourself.
All praises due.
Be yourself.
Thank you. And listen, I come on y'all podcast at any time. But I just want y'all to know that what you see is what you get. I am like this all the time.
Yeah, and that's enough. And we love it. Girl, you got fans. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? When you were not on the other night for a little bit, my cousin, she comes on regularly when we're on TikTok and stuff. And she was like, where was Frankie Joe? You said she was on later. You just missed her because you didn't stay the whole time. But see, so you got fans. You just being yourself.
That's all I know.
Absolutely.
Well,
I'm definitely a number one there for sure.
Nobody.
Thank you.
Oh, sing to us.
That's unnecessary. Here.
Don't do what you sing.
Hey.
Hey.
How you doing?
You gonna sing? You gonna say something? What's your cute
Get
self?
that. He is so handsome.
He is.
Get back. He say get back.
Because he hears that all the time at daycare, and it just.
Oh, he was.
Oh, sis, he remind me of Duck when Duck was.
Yes, Lord.
Sandy hair.
Let's go ahead and adjourn.
Hi.
Before we
All right.
Okay.
All right, guys.
All right, guys. So thank you guys for joining the Queenz Vibe Lounge, because we are live on Instagram. Please follow us, share, comments when we post to let us know that you guys are supporting. That would be great. Feedback is always good.
People feedback, even if you
Good,
don't like
bad,
it. Love, turn that
good,
off.
bad, or
All
indifferent.
Right.
Don't matter. So we would definitely appreciate that. Jay Wandoe, thank you for coming on. Y'all follow him on his platforms, on social media. And this is not the last time we will all collaborate. I feel like it's going to be some more in the future, and I'm looking forward to it.
Check us out on
Absolutely.
YouTube. Me and Ro have 1-2 episodes on there.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. I love it.
Same
Love
book
it.
dialogue, So,
Amazing.
yeah,
And,
I appreciate this. Really do.
And that's it. Y'all got anything else y'all want to add? Y'all want to
No, we just need to hurry up and come back with part 2.
We do.
Part 2 ain't gonna be no questions. Like,
We just gonna
flow.
So one quick thing I mentioned about the parents. Again, pay attention to your children. Suicide rates, kids. My daughter told me today she seen a note. This girl said, "The world would be better if you killed yourself." Now I watched. Now she told my daughter this, and I told her, I said, sometimes, if somebody start going in that direction, tell her, hey, I don't want to hear that because you're gonna get in trouble. Because if something happens, they're gonna be like, well, who did she say or who she tell? Well, you know about it. It's an investigation. This happened. My kids go to school on a military base. These ain't no good kids. Like, these are kids who have parents who are trying to save the world, I guess. I don't know, whatever we did in the military. Whatever mission we thought we were on. But anyway, just pay them attention, ask questions, spend time with them, call them, FaceTime or whatever. I know every parent can't be with their child. Call your children. Even when you get older, when they're 40, call them. Call them once a week. Stop dismissing your responsibility that you had when you lay down and all that stuff.
All right, now preach.
Yeah, we'll get into that in part 2. Y'all can hear the passion coming out.
I know.
Right now. So.
Look, save it.
Save
it.
You going to the screen? Go. Just go. Go, Ro. Take. Oh, Auntie Ro, take me.
Come on. Come on.
Turn back now. Go.
Don't do that to my baby. All right, guys. It's been real.
Love.
It's been fun.
It's been fun. We got to go. Got to go right now.
Bye, y'all.
Until next time.
Bye, y'all.